So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at Talissa and I are going to do a demonstration of a 10-minute asynchronous. We would refer to it as a mini lesson. So it's a 10-minute mini lesson. After the mini lesson, you're gonna critique us. You're gonna debrief us. You're gonna give us feed forward. You're gonna say, "Oh, Dwayne was just wonderful," or "Dwayne, come on, you can do better than that." So the whole goal with this idea is that you do something within 10 minutes, and then your colleagues share and help you sharpen your focus. Okay, and so we'll do that. So the whole thing should take 25 minutes at most. You want to maybe allow a little bit of time to get things going online. And then after that, we're going to talk about the difference between synchronous and asynchronous. I'm going to point to the fact that I have an asynchronous session I'll be pointing you folks to as an example. And we want to talk about that whole notion of the integration, that balance, finding that balance, and maybe working the two together and asking the question, should the asynchronous be first or should the synchronous be first? Interesting. Ponder on that one, right? Is there a right answer? We will see. And then we'll talk a little bit about the welcome and building the community, and then we'll wrap up, and then we'll have Q&A. Sound good? We're good? Okay, so I took up 2 more of your minutes. I apologize. So with getting started, let's just jump right into something. So I'm going to try to incorporate a lot of moving parts. Some of it may work, some of it might not work. I've embedded some video into a slide, like a lot of moving stuff. Let's see if I can pull this off. Yeah, I have a plan B and a plan C if this doesn't work, so don't worry. So Talissa, I need to be able to grab the share screen. Okay. Uh-oh, I'm hearing okay. So you can probably see the Power of Video keynote, and I'm just going to run this for a second. Okay, Power of Video. What do you think? Can a picture say more than 1,000 words? Maybe. Interesting. We shall see. Okay, so I've got a task for you folks. We're going to break you off into breakout rooms for this. Your school has gotten a load of 1,000 t-shirts, and you've got 1,000 t-shirts for homecoming promotion. But the person who coordinated the activity, when they bought the 1,000 t-shirts, they came in one big monster box. And so you've got these 1,000 t-shirts that have to be folded into nice, neat, little, consistent t-shirts. So you got 1,000 t-shirts, you got a whole bunch of volunteers, but you got to train these volunteers to fold these shirts as quickly and as consistently as possible. Okay, and so how would you teach them to do that? So you have 1,000 t-shirts, you have a group of volunteers, quite a few volunteers, and you have to teach them to do that, okay, or show them how to do that, or set it up. Okay, you can use any resources to get this done. How would you go ahead and do that? We're going to break you into breakout rooms and give you a couple of minutes to do this. Sound good?
Okay, does 3 to 4 sound good per room?
Yeah,
okay.
We'll give you 2 minutes. Ooh, lots of pressure. How would you do this? Think quick, think quick. 2 minutes.
Okay, here we go. I don't know if you saw this, but I think some of the new features on Teams and some of those other tools are incorporating blended breakout rooms, online blended learning.
Oh, finally, cool.
I know.
Okay, so what did you figure out? What's the plan, folks? How are you going to get all these 1,000 t-shirts folded? Which group wants to go first?
We in our group, we talked about setting up like assembly lines, and pretty much everybody would be in charge of a task.
Okay.
Doing the folding, kind of like just passing it through so it can move faster to get all those 1,000 shirts folded, and then also seeing maybe who's the expert at folding, who's the expert at packaging or distributing, because that would help facilitate. So it's almost kind of like you have to do a test run or do interviews or something like that, I guess.
Okay, so find an expert, and what would that expert do? What would they?
So it would be, the expert would be like, who's the expert maybe in leading, who's the expert in folding, who's the expert in packaging, who's the expert in distributing. It depends,
Okay.
I guess, what the end goal of those t-shirts are. I'm not sure what the shirts are for.
Well, just have them folded neatly so for distribution. Okay, good. Another group. We're zipping through this quickly just to get some thoughts flowing. Any other ideas? Who wants to add to that? Another
So
group.
our group said that we would introduce a specific folding technique first, and
Ah,
then kind of watch the members as we teach them. Those that are quick learners and pick it up fast and are doing it correctly, we would then make them the leaders of subgroups, break up the big group into subgroups that you could have more hands-on of that leader, and basically help the people that were having a hard time learning or not folding them the correct way.
okay. So again, would that leader demonstrate the method, or how would you do that?
So the one leader starts demonstrating the method, and you're teaching in a large group. Then when you see those that catch on and are ready to be the mini leaders, then you can divide the bigger group up into smaller groups and allow more one-on-one leadership.
Okay, cool, good ideas. The last group, did we have 3 groups or 4 groups or 3? The last
So
group.
our group said that we'd watch the YouTube video on how to fold a shirt in 2 seconds.
Oh, which video is that? Which video is that?
There's one on YouTube on how to fold a shirt in 2 seconds, and we would have it streaming up front, and we would just go around and make sure they understood the directions, and they have written directions and the video.
Oh, you mean, would it be possibly this video?
I have been doing that all wrong. Time to teach
Isn't
the
that
husband something.
okay? So the video, you would use a video. Okay, that's great. I'm glad you went there, and I don't know about the last. Was there 3 groups? Anyways, the key thing here is, if you were to ask this question to a group of teenagers, and it's middle school, even elementary or high school, the first thing they would do is that somebody would come up to your face and go, "It's right here. Right, here's the video. Done. What's next?" Right? The first thought is to go to a video, right? So this presentation, this talk, what we're doing here, it's not a presentation, but we're talking about the power of video. Don't forget there's a ton of videos out there. Rather than do it all yourself, use whatever resources you want. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay, let's keep on going. I've got some more ideas I want to deal with here. And I just want to make sure that you're aware of where we're going today. And I'm going to share this. One of the challenges you have in doing this sharing back and forth is you have to pop in and out of the share screen. And I just moved my screen to the side here. Okay, so getting back to that. So where we're going today is that we're looking at the use of media, video, audio, all that good stuff to enhance learning. That's where we're going today. That's what we're looking at. Now, I've got a question for you all, and you can answer this in the chat, okay? You can answer this in the chat, and Talissa will monitor that. What is the most popular search engine for North Americans 18 years and under? I apologize for reading this to you, but I just want to make sure you get this. What's the most popular search engine, North American folks 18 years and younger? Search engine. Go. What are your thoughts? Talissa, what's...
We have Google, YouTube, under 18 YouTube, TikTok. Ooh.
Ah,
Let's see.
okay.
2 YouTube,
What's the
3
what's the
Googles,
3 Google?
4 Googles, 5 Googles, and then under 18 YouTube.
5. So is YouTube a search engine? Heather's nodding. Some people are no. Yeah. YouTube is the most popular search engine. YouTube is a search engine. People use it that way, believe it or not. Okay, another question. Second most popular search engine for anybody and everybody. Second most popular search engine, period. Chat, put it in the chat. What are your thoughts?
We're getting Google, YouTube.
Okay, so if Google's the second most popular search engine, what is the most popular search engine? Interesting. The second. I would argue that Google is the most popular search engine. It still is. It is. If you look at the stats. So considering that Google is the most popular search engine, what do you think is the second most popular?
Most are saying YouTube.
Yeah, it is YouTube, right? It really is YouTube. Okay. So we're looking at the power of video today. We're also looking at the power of media. We're looking at the power of media. And this is interesting. If I show you a brain scan image from a psychological perspective, and research has shown this, you're going to take the next thing that I say with a greater perspective of authority. For some reason, if I show you a brain scan, or if I present this information to you in a white lab coat, you're gonna accept it. Interesting. A little bit of psychology going on. Interesting.
What am I going to do for this book? The brain science community is certainly not clueless about how the brain works, and it is on the basis of that that I decided that I would write. We know, for example, about the brain's evolutionary performance envelope. The brain appears to have been designed to solve problems related to surviving in an unstable outdoor environment, and to do so in near constant motion. I'll say that again. The brain appears to have been designed to solve problems related to surviving in an unstable outdoor environment, and to do so in near constant motion. So it hit me. If you wanted to design a learning environment that was directly opposed to what the brain was really good at doing, you would design something, and you were interested in education, you would design something like a modern classroom. If you were interested in designing a learning environment in a business setting that was directly opposed to what the brain was good at doing, you would design something like a cubicle. And if you were interested in re-engineering learning environments to take advantage of our more modern understanding of how the brain actually processes information, whatever that is, the first horse out of the dock is you're going to have to tear down a few things and you're going to have to start over.
Interesting. Interesting. So the argument is we've been designed or evolved to be in near constant motion and to be observing movement and activity. So the reason I'm pointing that out is that movement, video, visuals are so important to us. But don't forget static images. What if you combine video with static images? This is powerful. Okay, I'm going to take something from a personal experience. My two boys grew up racing downhill mountain bikes, and they both have performed as professional athletes. My oldest son is still competing as a professional athlete. As my boys were growing up in their teens, they were constantly working on their own bikes. Bikes are very expensive, and they became professional mechanics as well. And they spent most of their time on YouTube figuring out how to bleed their brakes, how to do all these different things. And some of the best sites that they would go to combined video and pictures. There was a video at the beginning that explained the process, that it gave you an overview of how things worked. And then there was a step-by-step instruction with pictures that sort of pulled the key ideas out of the video. Whoa, was that ever powerful? Was that ever powerful? Okay. They use that back then. Actually, they use it today. Yesterday, my son and I were tweaking. We have a mesh router system where we're living, and we were tweaking a few things, and we're looking at some questions, and we were on a couple of sites trying to resolve a problem of how to turn on Internet version protocol 6. Interesting. We were doing this yesterday, right? If you can find a site with video and pictures, it's golden. It's golden. What do you think the advantages are of using video and media? Your thoughts? Jump in.
Well, just me personally, whenever I'm trying to learn something, I obviously learn at a different pace than everyone. So I like the fact that video has the pause and rewind, features that allow a person who says, wait a minute, what? To go back and watch it again. So that's one thing that I think is an advantage of using video.
All right on. So the repeat, rewind. Yeah, cool. Video. What about media? What are your thoughts about the combination of video and media? Is that something that people look for all the time?
I think it increases engagement of the students today because they're so used to having video and media and interacting with computers and tablets and on the computer that it's just part of their life, and it's how they learn now. It's like a new way of learning.
Okay. Now, can I ask you something? Is it just them? Because
No, it's us too.
okay, yeah, I'm because I thought
Everyone's learning this way.
yeah,
It's more engaging. It's making more connections. It grabs you more. You remember it better. I think say it's less boring than just reading out of a book.
No, it's it's less boring, but isn't it more efficient? Because you've got a video and then you got the
quicker.
steps. Yeah, it's more efficient. So my life is busy. I don't know about you folks, but my life is busy, and I'm always looking for the fastest way to do something. And I'm tired of watching 15 YouTube videos to find the right answer. Because YouTube, the power of YouTube, anybody can put a video up on YouTube. The problem with YouTube, anybody can put up a video on YouTube. And so you get a lot of crap that goes up there. I apologize for the language, but you get a lot of crappy videos. And sometimes you've got to watch a dozen videos just to find the right one or combine these ideas together. Right. And so if you can find a site that's got the video and the explanation, generally you can trust them. So that's what I do. Okay, cool. Excellent. So if we look at advantages of media, video, right? Communication all the time, anywhere, right? It's free. It's, well, internet connectivity. It's a context. It creates a hook for new information. 21st century tool. Okay, good. Basic stuff. This is not new. This is not new. Now, questions.